Hello everybody and welcome back to Combat System. What if I told you that there was a simple way to control violent situations without years and years and years of training required? Today we're going to be taking a look at head control, aka shredding or disrupting the brain. Can you, or do you believe you could defend yourself against anybody in any type of situation? Spoiler alert, guys, this isn't about becoming a cage fighter or a boxing champion or a ninja. This is just about self-defense, which is simple. It's about keeping yourself safe so you can get home to your family. Done. The problem is, movies and martial arts have programmed us to think that you need years and years of training to be able to stand a chance in any kind of a violent altercation. But it's just not true. Self-defense is simple and it should be simple, so it works. If what you're focused on matters, like escaping and surviving. So real self-defense is about being aware of your surroundings, learning to de-escalate. But today, it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if all else fails, what can we use physically? So what is head control? This is a concept I first learned through the RAID system, which was created by a bloke called Tremaine Kent, good friend of mine. But the shred part of the RAID system was developed by Richi Dimitri decades ago. But simply put, it's powerful and it's about controlling the attacker's senses, and then you can control the attacker. Think of the human brain like a computer. It processes information through our senses. But here's a fun fact. You don't just have 5 senses. Sight, hearing, taste, touch and smell, but we have 7. The newcomers are proprioception, and which is basically the awareness of your arms and your legs and your body parts and a sense of how much force to use generally in your body, just as an example. The other sense is the vestibular system, which is your balance and spatial awareness. It's located on in the inner ear. And they are both sensory inputs towards the brain, and they work mostly on autopilot like the other senses. So what happens if you overload the system? When the brain overloads, imagine your computer trying to handle too many tasks at once. It crashes. The human brain works the same way. If you hit 2 or more senses with sudden and forceful input, the brain freaks out and it switches into self-preservation mode, also known as limbic mode. This is the primal reaction where the brain dials back everything but its survival instincts. And trust me, the first time I experienced this, it blew my mind. Thank you for that, Trig. The basics of head control. So how does this look in practice? Well, here's a few drills that I am conducting. I'm always starting in a reactive stance. Hands up and ready. Priority to protect my head. The cover drill is my comfort zone, and I use it in the most tumultuous of situations, especially if you're dealing with something like multiple attackers. Head control, disrupt the attacker's senses to overload their computer. Depending on the situation, you can adjust the level of force. For a basic escape, you might just disrupt their balance or vision. In extreme situations where your life is on the line, you might need to go a little bit harder, attacking the eyes or the throat. But again, you're just trying to ensure your survival and escape this situation. UK law protects our right to self-defense. This is covered by Section 3 of criminal law in the UK. This tells us we have the right to use equal and proportional force as is necessary to negate the threat. In layman's terms, you can match the level of force that is of the threat that's been put upon to you. Is that the correct way to say that? Does that make sense? Okay, just a little cautionary word here, disclaimer. Don't go around mauling each other to test this out, please. If you are curious, you want to learn more, then find a RAID instructor near you or reach out to me directly. And I'll leave the RAID website below in the comments. If you're in Canada, then you have Richi Dimitri, who pioneered this concept. And he is a fantastic resource for self-defense training of all kinds. So yeah, just remember, this is just a little taster of head control. And really, you just can't get the flavour of it looking at a video. If you really want to know what it's like, you've got to find someone and have a little taste of it, you know, in person. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later.